What's going on, guys? Here we are back. It is day number 16. It is Friday. It is about 12 o'clock. And today we are hitting chest. So we're going to start with chest. We're going to move on to shoulders. And that'll be a day. We're going to go in there and hit it extremely hard. We have to hit it hard. And that's because, one, we always hit it as hard as we can. And two, I took a rest day yesterday. So I had 3 days in a row of hard workouts. I did legs, arms, back. And then yesterday, I had a full intention of going and working out, but I was just too tired, fatigued, sore. My body needed to recover, so that's exactly what I did. And I think that's an important point. If you ever feel that way, you feel a little overtrained, take a day. Take a day. Your body will thank you in the long term, and additionally, that is when your body grows. You grow when you are resting and recovering. When you eat your food to supplement the growth process on the days that you're off. So when you go to the gym, you tear the muscle down. When you rest, when you sleep, when you recover, when you take a day off, the nutrients travel to the muscles to rebuild your cells and thus make you a better looking person. And that's what we're going for. So anyways, beautiful day here. We're gonna get after it. Took yesterday off, so getting after it today. We're gonna go in, hit our incline bench, probably some flies, some cable, some pullover, dumbbell pullover, then some lateral raises, lateral raise machine, maybe a front delt, a rear delt, and that'll be the day. So we're gonna go in there for 2 hours, our normal 2 hours, and we're gonna push it as hard as we can. But a lot of the same exercises that you guys have been seeing when I do chest and shoulder day, I'll be sure to detail those out so we can get a firm grasp on what we should be doing if you are following along. But at the end of the day, just go in the gym, go hard on the intended muscle. When it comes to chest, do some presses, do some flies. When it comes to shoulders, do some lateral raises, no matter if it's machine or dumbbell. Do maybe some front raises, do some rear delt, and then call it a day. That's pretty much all you need. So we're gonna hit chest, shoulders today. Tomorrow's gonna be legs. Love it, love it. Hamstring emphasis leg day, but that is way too far in the future for us to think about. Right now, we need to focus on the task in front of us. I'm gonna drink this wonderful pre-workout. I cannot wait to get hyped up, ready to go. Get in the gym and just absolutely go insano. That's the message of the day. So we will see you guys in the gym. What's going on, guys? We're back here for another voiceover. And reason being, I got to the gym and the mic connector, again, wasn't working. So no worries. We'll get in here and we'll talk about the workout. Actually, it was a longer one today. We did a lot of work to get the chest and the shoulders filled out. As you can see here, I jumped right into my heavy set after my warm-up. This is 245, and we're banging it out here. And it did feel a little bit heavy. I think I got it for 8 reps. We'll have to count it out, but felt good all in all. My strength is coming back from my sickness, and I hope to keep it at this level as we progress through the cut. And my philosophy to chest and shoulder training, now that we are in this cut, we're trying to maintain the muscle we have. See here, I went down to 225 and busted out some reps there. I want to ensure that I hit the upper chest first with both a press and a fly movement. And then I want to move to the medial chest with a press and fly movement. Flying preferred. We go with the fly first and then a press. And then I want to hit the lower chest with a fly movement, which is the cable exercise. So that's how I feel about chest training right now. And then when it comes to the shoulder, I want to hammer the lateral delt and then do a couple of other exercises, namely the dumbbell alternate front raise and reverse pec deck, in order to complete the shoulder workout. So as you saw here, I did a few sets there with a heavier weight, and then I went down and did 135, and I went really slow, thinking about the squeeze here, thinking about the eccentric, making sure I go down slow. And then, I was already very fatigued. One thing about heavy incline press is you get fatigued quickly. So the stimulation to fatigue ratio isn't perfect. It's probably more weighted towards fatigue. But regardless, it is a mass builder and a mass retainer. and that's what we're looking for. So after I did that, I went to incline fly. I used 60 pounds, I believe. Yeah, that's 60 right there. And I got to work. So the fly is a little bit different than the press. And you can even do it as you're watching this video right now. The press is more of a tightening of the chest. The chest just tightens and it goes, and then the fly is more of a stretch. So when you think of tightening, you can think of the flex. When you think of stretch, you can think of the extension or the exposure of the muscle fibers. And you really want both. You are obviously going to be more strong or stronger in the press, but you're going to deliver more repairable damage to the muscle when you do a fly. So we like to do the flies. We like to do the press. You got to have both. It's much like any other workout. So next we go to flat bench flies, and we're still pushing through fly movements. Really, the fly is the most important part when it comes to building muscle in the chest. The press is more so, gives you a good pump, allows you to feel strong. But if you really want to break down your chest, you need to hit flies. And flies are extremely important. You want to ensure your shoulders are on the bench, everything's locked into place, your lats are good and locked, and then just get after it. Just really rip the weights. We did 3 sets of flies here with the 70s, and then at the end we did 1 set of presses with the 70s as well. So here you're seeing the finish of the fly. I couldn't do any more. I was out. We're getting after it though. We really went hard this lift, and then this is the last pressing exercise. But at this point, I'm already dog tired. My chest is completely shredded, pumped up, and feeling good to go. But we want to make sure we finish off that medial chest with a press. That way we're working both types of movement. Then we transition to the low cable fly, and this is sculpting the area right underneath the nipple or on the nipple. And that's what you want to think about when you do these. You want to lean forward. You want to touch your pinkies together. That's the thought. You're touching your pinkies together and sculpting your chest inward. It's really going to activate that lower pec. And you see a lot of people think that this is an upper pec exercise, and they do the one from the top as the lower pec. But in my experience from the time that I've been doing these are 100% a lower chest workout, and it all comes down to how you complete it. So you want to lean forward, you want to touch your pinkies together, and the whole time think about taking a sculpting knife to your lower pec. And this is what's really going to give you the nice rounded look that everybody wants at the bottom of their pec. Good, tight, rounded look. Do this exercise, I promise. This needs to be a staple. If you don't do anything else, put this into your chest workout, and I promise your chest will shape up. May not be the best for gaining mass, but it is the best for shaping the chest. So you see me, we go one after another. I did 4 sets here, and we brought the heat. We made sure we went as hard as possible. As always, that is always the mission. When we're in the gym, we want to go hard. We get the sweat working. We get our breath going. We want to make sure our intensity is up. But that's enough of those. Next, we're going to finish off. This is pretty much how I finish off the day with chest. Make sure we got the right settings there. As you can see, a little blooper. But anyways, we got straight to it. Pec deck, make sure we squeeze and stretch. And there's 2 ways to do a pec deck. So the first of which is just focusing on the top of the movement, and that's really focused on your inner chest or creating that separation in your chest. The other way to do so is really feeling the entire movement, and that turns it into a complete chest workout, truly working the medial chest. But it also gets some front delt in there. As you can see, that's activating. But this is just a great way to finish off the pump, ensure that you leave no stone unturned, and really just, grip and rip, get into it and feel like you're being macho. You're getting in there being a macho person. So that's I think I did a down set here. So we're going into a down set, drop set. This is something that I like to use towards the end to really finish off the pump and ensure the blood fully gets into the muscle. Right after you do your last heavy set, you go down and then you just pump out a few more at a lighter weight. It's a good way to confuse the muscle, but the most pertinent thing it does is get blood there, finish the pump. And That's what we're going for. We're going for the gnarliest pump we can get our hands on. So after I did this, I wanted to finish the chest because I wanted to ensure that I got the most out of it. So we did one set of presses, and you can see not a lot of weight. I don't need any weight hardly. My chest is fried. I've done just so much before this. So we did 50 and just did as much as we could. It was not, it was just to really finish it off. So we got in there, we got done, we did some last partials, but that's it for the chest. We've had it. But this is more of the transitory workout because this does get a little bit of lats, but really the reason why we're doing these pullovers is for the serratus, which are the muscles on your rib cage right underneath your chest. So it's more of a, chest workout. You do get some lats in there. There's a possibility if you do it incorrectly to get your triceps involved, but what you want to make sure you do is lock your arms into place. No matter how much of a bend you need to stay comfortable, lock your arms into place, go as far down as possible, keep your hips up in a bridge, and focus on your rib cage. The whole entire mental focus needs to be on your rib cage, and if you do that, you're going to grow muscle there. So we'll let you finish out on these pullovers. Great exercise though. Love that exercise. So next we're on to shoulders. And you know what shoulders entail. It's going to be a lateral raise. I'm going to do lateral raises. This is the best exercise for shoulders and the best way to build mass, keep mass, and even refine your mass. So we're doing this. We got 45 pounds. I did 5 sets, and I just got after it. I just, threw caution to the wind and said, today I am building my shoulders. So that's exactly what we did, and we ran it up. So as you can see, keep going, keep building, keep getting better, and keep stacking those shoulders. You can never have too big of delts. I'm a firm believer in that. Your delts cannot be too big. Now, maybe if you don't train anything else and you only train delts, they'll get overdeveloped. But as long as you're training every muscle, sufficiently, your delts can't be too big. So you can see I'm getting after it. I'm really getting after it. So next we go into a new exercise. And this is one you haven't seen me do, but I actually saw it maybe on Instagram or something. But anyways, this is cable upright row with a close grip attachment. A lot of times I would use a wide grip attachment, but I really liked how this one focused directly on the delt. There was no trap involved whatsoever, just delt work. And what you want to think about when you're doing these are keeping your elbows above your hands the whole entire movement. You want to keep your elbows up, and what this is going to do is allow the focus to stay right on that medial delt, and this burnt the delt down. So I'm feeling it during this set, throughout this set, but I know that I'm working it hard. I know that I'm working it well, and I know that it is developing. And you can even see it working as you watch this clip. The delt is getting delted. We're in there and we're going Hamilton, absolutely. So that's that. You can see I'm getting into it. I'm fired up. This is a big set. But then we keep smashing the lateral delt. Next, we're doing lateral raise machine, and this was just to finish off the lateral delt. I love this exercise. As you can see, and you look at my shoulder, it's working the shoulder tremendously, and my shoulder is looking good. So if you want bigger shoulders, do these workouts, and really the whole key is just you could do 10 sets of lateral raise. It really doesn't matter how you get your lateral raise in, but all the shoulder is doing, all the medial head of the shoulder is doing is lifting your arm. So lift your arm out to the side, and you'll build some medial delts. And medial delts look good in shirts. They look good without shirts. They look good in sweatshirts. They sculpt the aura of your body, what your body looks like as a complete item. So then we moved on to the front delt. And this is really a combination exercise because the way that I do them, I go from neutral grip to overhand grip. And this works both the medial delt and the front delt. But really I'm doing this exercise as a front delt exercise. And I love this exercise. It gives you a nice good look, pumps you up, and it makes you bring the house. You got to blitz on this one. You got to really come with your shit because it takes a while. You're doing 24 reps. It's 12 each way. And I did 2 sets here, but I just love this exercise. And it takes a lot out of you. It's very fatiguing, but it's good for the stimulus, great for the pump, and just really, makes you feel good. You want to get after it. You see me put the jacket on right there. So we did only 2 sets of these. I'll let you watch me bang them out. Yeah, you can see me there, getting after it, absolutely getting after it, and that's what this exercise is for. This is to really kind of let loose and get after those things that have been troubling you and get in the zone and get fired up and get that pump, get the blood flowing, and get everything looking fantastic. Look at the lighting on those shoulders. Damn. So, next, and finally, we finish off the shoulder portion of the workout with a rear delt and a trap. And I did reverse pec deck. I did 4 sets of this. And as you can see, that muscle that's right outside the tank top lining is what we're working. So it looks pretty good. I feel like I have nicely developed rear delts, but they can always get bigger. And to do that, we did this exercise, reverse pec deck. Find the pec deck, put it all the way to the closest setting to the machine. Find a weight that you can do comfortably for 8. It's hard to do 12, and do them. Get them in. And then we finish here with some trap workout. We did cable shrugs. You're gonna do 25 front, 25 back, and you really just wanna grip and rip, get after it. And by doing this amount of repetitions, you're gonna have a tremendous pump. And I love doing this for traps, and I love doing seated, easy bar shrugs. Either way, it's going to give you a great pump, and you're going to feel great about yourself. So we had a great workout, really got after it, and it was long, it was gnarly, and, I love watching it back because I know I improved on this day. So thank you guys. We'll see you in the post-lift breakdown. Bam. Chest, shoulders. What's going on, guys? We're back here post-workout for some car talk. And reason why we're in the car is because we're driving to go do some cardio at the park. It's like 60 degrees today. Absolutely stunning outside. Not a cloud out there. And we're gonna do our hour of walking outside at the park. So excited for that. But great workout. Unfortunately, I got to get this mic thing figured out. The mic broke again. It wasn't working today. So we'll get that figured out. I know how to voice over that I put on the workout. But all in all, great chest workout. Great shoulder workout. I thought the shoulder portion of the workout was a little bit better than the chest. And I think I might need to change up my chest training just a little bit. I've been getting a lot of front delt pump from the chest training, not a lot of like medial chest pump, which is what I want. It's what I desire. So we're thinking about changing that up a little bit. That'll come not the next chest and shoulders day, the one after, because the next one's shoulders dominant, and then we'll do chest after. But tomorrow, the good news is we have legs. Star of the show is back. Give me 1 second here as we do a little bit of a turn. And I would say that I need like a stand for the car talks, but hey, we do what we can. I like how it sits when it's just right here on my dash, but sometimes I gotta hold on to it. So tomorrow we got hamstrings, glutes. It's Saturday. We got the football games on tomorrow. Everything's looking up. As far as today's workout, I thought that the chest need a little work, the shoulders got extremely pumped, and I'm tired, sore, fatigued now. And I think that the day of rest yesterday helped me out, helped me hit the workout hard. Went for about 2 hours and 5 minutes. Got the traps involved, got the rear delts involved. Everything was going up. So it feels good. I know last time I touched on the mind-muscle connection, and throughout the sets I was really trying to focus on that today, because I think that that's, you know, one of the most important aspects to growing muscle. Another thing that you guys need to make sure you're doing is meeting your protein goal. If you don't meet your protein goal and you're in any type of a deficit, which means you're probably not eating as many carbs, because carbs to a degree are protein sparing, so you can have less protein with more carbohydrates. But you guys know we're bodybuilders. We want to build the most muscle or keep the most muscle while shedding the most fat or staying as lean as possible. So you got to make sure you get your protein in. Now, the rule of thumb, pretty much everybody and their brother goes by this, is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And I think that this should be the minimum. And you know, a lot of people say they can't get that much in, or they struggle getting that much in. I just don't understand that. The way that I do it is every day I have 2 pounds of meat. Whatever meat you want it to be chicken breast, more power to you. I think that that's pretty ambitious, because myself, I don't like grilled chicken or any type of chicken that's prepared other than fried chicken, because obviously who doesn't like fried chicken? But you need 2 pounds of meat. I use venison or bison. You can use whatever. You can use lean ground beef. You can use 90-10 sirloin. You can use fish. But you need 2 pounds of it. And roughly 2 pounds will equal 200 grams of protein. Roughly, right? The other part of your protein is going to come from your protein shake. Now, you can have this post-workout. You can have this first thing in the morning. You can have this right before you go to bed at night. What I do is make oatmeal. I make a bowl of oatmeal. It's the instant oats. You pour it in a microwavable bowl, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, pull it out, put your protein in. I use 2.5 scoops, which is roughly, so I use Gold Standard or Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard whey protein. Has 24 grams of protein per scoop, and I do 2.5 scoops, so that equals 60 grams of protein. So all in all, I'm at least my body weight, which right now is 230. So I'm at least 230 grams of protein, but I'm more so looking at like 260. And I think that's a good place to be. One, it gives you some leniency, because all the studies say that we overestimate or underestimate by as much as 30%. Now, if you're weighing your foods and you're eating exactly as you should be, i.e. you're weighing and tracking your foods, it's going to be minimal how much off you are, what percentage off you are. I would say maybe 10 to 5%. And if you're really good at tracking your foods, you weigh everything out, you can pretty much be spot on. But, you know, the extra 30 grams of protein gives me a window to where, even though I'm carb depleted, I'm not losing any muscle. And even though my fat is moderate, I keep my fat around 50 to 60 grams of fat per day. And where does that come from? It comes from the meat, but I eat very lean meat. Venison per 4 ounces is about 26 grams of protein and 3.5 grams of fat. Great ratio. You know, the other thing I eat or drink, I guess, skim milk. No fat. There's 0 fat in skim milk, but there is carbohydrates, and they're simple carbohydrates in the form of sugar, natural sugars, of course, coming from the cow's milk, and then also protein. Now, it has more carbs than protein, but without the fat, we're fine, because we want moderate carbs, high protein. That's the goal of the diet. So, guys, get your protein in. That is number one. If you want to look better, if you want to be more aesthetically pleasing, protein is where it's at. Now, you can't just eat protein. I wouldn't recommend or say it would be healthy for you to eat 400 grams of protein, no fat, no carbs. You need the other macronutrients in order to properly maintain your body as far as a health standpoint, from the health perspective. But it's all about meeting in the middle. You need the balance. And the balance is about 50 to 60 grams of 50 to 60 grams of fat. About, depending on if you're cutting or bulking, your carbs will change in that sense. And then a gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you can hit all those goals, I promise you, whether you're bulking or cutting, your body will change. I promise you it'll change. It's all in the diet. The changing of your body is all in the diet. If you're training. If you're not training, it doesn't matter. Training's always number one. So, and this is another reason why I think training is paramount. Even though the diet is where the changes are made. Because if you train, you at least have some leeway to give yourself. You're at least not going to completely destroy yourself if you eat off diet for one meal because you've been training. So yeah, you might gain a little bit of fat, but you also gain some muscle because you've been training. And that muscle is broken down inside of your body and it needs to repair itself and replenish. It's how the body works. So you need to ensure that you're training, okay? If you don't want to do anything else, just train for a year. You'll bulk up. You'll not look great, but you'll have a good base of muscle, and then you can do a 12-week cut, and then you'll look good. That's all you'd have to do. But a lot of people don't like to go through the period of not looking attractive. So cut first, clean bulk, or at least bulk in a way that you can minimize your fat gain, which is high protein, medium carbs, low fat, and you'll be in business. But if you don't train, you're not going to have any muscles. You'll just be skinny fat. Nobody wants that. So that's a little bit of diet talk. That's the key, guys. I'm telling you, if you want the key to changing your physique, high protein, moderate carbs, low fat. That is the key ingredient. And I could tell you exactly how I do it. I meet perfect macros every day, and it's very easy for me. In the morning, I have oatmeal, fruit, which is blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and 2.5 scoops of protein. I mix all that up in a bowl with some cinnamon, drink it with a coffee. I'm good to go. That's probably about, off the cuff, 500 to 600 calories, and I'm getting 60 grams of protein. Perfect. The rest of my calories in protein, the night before, I make 2 pounds of meat, the meat of my choice. I make 2 pounds of it, just fry it up in the skillet, no oil. Just put the meat in the skillet, have a non-stick pan, and chop it up, put some seasoning on it. It tastes great. Maybe some Worcestershire sauce on top. Very low calorie. Worcestershire sauce is very low calorie. I fry that up, put it in a bowl. While I'm making the meat, I make the rice. I weigh out 200 grams on a normal day, normal cutting day, 200 grams dry of rice. I wash it. You got to wash it so it gets the film off of the rice. Someone else could probably explain that a little bit better than me. But you want to wash the rice. I used to never wash the rice. I used to think it was a farce. But there is some merit to washing the rice. It comes out a little bit cleaner. So wash it, don't wash it. It's up to you. Anyways, fill that up with water. You got the rice, you got the water in the pan. You put the pan on to boil with the lid on top. As soon as it boils, you take the lid off and you set it on halfway. So it's on halfway, and you turn the heat down to medium. The heat's down to halfway. You wait for that to cook, and while you're waiting for that to cook, you cut up your vegetables. I do onion, I do jalapenos, and I do garlic. You cut it all up, and then you move the meat into the bowl. You put the lid on the bowl so the meat can keep cooking and keep warm. You put the vegetables in the pan with a tablespoon of olive oil. And this is the one thing that I guess I measure the rice, but the olive oil I measure with a tablespoon. I pour literally just 1 tablespoon of olive oil, put it in the pan, put the cut up vegetables in the pan, put some more Worcestershire sauce on the pan, season the pan, let that cook. By this time, the rice is already cooked. I take the rice, I put it in with the meat. I take the vegetable, I let the vegetables cook for a good, you know, 10 whatever minutes it takes to cook. You just watch them, moving them around with your spatula. Watch them. You want a good color on it, obviously. You just want them a little bit soft, because you could eat the vegetables raw, so it doesn't matter how much you cook them. You can't eat the meat raw, so you want to overcook the meat almost. I like to char the meat a little bit. Get it. You know, the last 5 minutes of me cooking meat is I turn the heat all the way up, high heat, and I move it around the whole time. So I'm constantly moving it with the spatula. I feel like that's a great way to get some tasty meat. Pause. But anyways, mix it all together, and then I have the entire meal for the next day. For the next day, I just know this is what I have to eat, and I have all day to eat it. So I could eat it all in one sitting. I wouldn't want to. It wouldn't make sense for me to do that. But I could, just knowing that's all I have to eat throughout the day. So I'm portioning out that way. I can have a big meal if I feel like I need it. I can have smaller meals if I feel like it'll go farther. And you just kind of feel it out that way. Now, when I eat the meal, I take it out of the big bowl that I have it in, and, you know, I have it in the fridge overnight, so it all kind of coalesces together. And I spoon it out onto a plate. I put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then I, you know, stir it up a little bit, probably take another minute, and then I pour some ketchup on it. No sugar-free ketchup or no sugar added ketchup. I drizzle that on it. I use probably about 10 tablespoons of that a day altogether, which is only about 80 calories, maybe 100 calories. Not very many. And I eat it. It's very palatable, easy to go down, and when you're in a deficit, you're hungry. So it all gets together exactly how we need it to. But anyway, that's a little bit of diet talk. If you have any questions or you want more answers on that, because, you know, getting your diet to fit in your lifestyle is a big hurdle that a lot of people go through. So any way I can help that, would love to do so. But anyways, long car talk, love that. But we're at the park. We're going to get our cardio done. I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And we're getting better by the day. Give me a year. Give me 2 years. I'll be looking fantastic. You won't even, you'll recognize me, but you'll be like, wow, it's looking pretty damn good. So that's the story, guys. We got legs tomorrow. Posterior chain, we're going to light it up. Hamstring's going to light it up. I cannot wait. Legs are, it's funny because it used to be, you know, arms, chest were my favorite day. Arms are getting back up there. It used to be chest. I used to just do chest all the damn time. But now, you know, I love shoulders. I love everything. It's so fun to go to the gym and just enjoy the gym, enjoy lifting. But what I will say is there was a time that I didn't like legs at all. I hated legs, and I really didn't train them that hard. Now, I love them. They're literally my favorite body part to train. And I say that in the most genuine way possible. I love legs. And I'm starting to love arms too. And I think that goes to show how much mindset can have an effect on the person you are and the actions that you take and the things that you accomplish. So that's the story. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.